today we're speaking about spreads, about this kind of cream that we love it. So we are talking with a chocolate maker who is in.
I am in Hawaii.
We are talking with Dylan. Dylan is the creator of an amazing brand called Manoa Chocolate. It's a bean to bar made completely in Hawaii. But you have a spread. Could you tell me exactly what is your spread made of?
Sure. So we're doing a chocolate macadamia nut spread. And so we use macadamia nuts from the Big Island. And that's the dominant ingredient is actually macadamia nuts. And we mix it with a proportion of about half nibs and half cocoa powder after that, with a little bit of coconut oil. And that's the current recipe that we're continuing to tweak to try and perfect for shelf stability.
And you use cocoa powder from a single origin, right? I think it's Tanzania, right?
Right, we use Cocoa Camili, their cocoa powder, just because they have, we like knowing the sources of everything. And we know that they do a really good job and that there's a lot of ethics behind what they do. So yeah, we use Cocoa Camili's Tanzanian cocoa powder.
But your nibs are the nibs that you use to make your chocolate, right?
Right, and then the nibs are actually from Esmeraldas in Ecuador, from Freddie's farm.
Okay, so you have a bean to a spread. We can say that you have a bean to a spread.
Sure.
Like that?
And so like kind of what we were talking about earlier is originally we tried to do all nibs. We did nibs and mac nuts 50-50 with a little bit of sugar. And then we just kept having so many problems with fat separation. The cocoa butter was constantly separating and we couldn't get the texture right. So then we started adding things like coconut oil a little bit and a little bit of honey, which we've since removed honey, but honey did kind of help the process a bit as well. There's a lot of food chemistry going on in trying to perfect the stability of a spread. Because people
we need to call to a professional.
Say again?
We need to call to a professional to help us, to all the totally. Maker.
And so I kept asking people who know a lot, and everyone kept telling me, oh God, you got to get rid of the nibs. And I'm like, oh no, but that's what I like so much about it. So I kind of have come to a middle ground of adding cocoa powder, but also having a lot of nibs in there still. And
okay, but
I love the texture of it still, but it's tricky. It's not stable as much as I'd like it to be.
So, but you will keep trying to, to improve, to enhance the recipe, definitely.
Yes. I almost every time we're tweaking it a little bit.
Why is so important this product for you? What is so important? It's it's important in sales and people. I suppose the people love because I love it.
No, not really. I mean, we're starting to sell more of it, despite the fact that it's not as shelf stable as we would prefer. But it's one of the things that we have developed that I like the most.
Okay.
As I was saying, I'll sit there with a jar and a spoon, and I'll just eat it out of the jar, and I can crush half a jar pretty quick. So the fact that I love it that much is why we're doing it. It's the same thing with we're doing a cacao wine project. I know this is off topic, but I like making the things that I want for myself. And so hopefully enough other people want it too to keep us in.
Okay, please could you encourage to all the people, all the chocolate maker who want to, try what they have to, be careful with.
I mean, we've been messing around with this spread recipe for at least 6 months. Maybe it's been closer to a year at this point because we started kind of at the beginning of when COVID had begun, which is maybe the last time we spoke. Gosh, I don't remember. But you got to just keep trying. And fortunately, it's not such an important income stream for us since it's a new product. So we have the ability to not rely on it to keep going as a company, but you just got to keep tweaking the recipe until finally you get it. And I feel like that's most of what starting a business really is just this persistence despite what gets in your way. So I'm going to keep trying it until we finally figure it out.
Well, I would like to try that spread once. I know that you have been having trouble sending to United States because I think it is your principal market, right? And when you send the product, you have been having a problem, right?
up a great point. What we make for Hawaii, the room temperature here is way higher than room temperature in the United States. And so when we thought we had finalized or nailed the recipe for Hawaii, we then sent that batch off to our distributor in Utah, and it was like he was stabbing it with he was like stabbing a rock. It wasn't spreadable anymore, and it was because his room temperature is 68 or 70 degrees, and ours is I'm thinking in Fahrenheit. You know, his might be like 18 or 20 degrees in his house, and ours is around 30. So it's such a difference. And we now kind of accommodate for that if we want to grow the product past any type of small retail presence. We're going to have to make sure it's shelf stable for stores all around Hawaii as well as the United States. So maybe that means 2 different recipes, or we can finally find one that works for both.
Yeah, I cross my finger for it. And probably next time that we talk, you have the perfect recipe, and you won't say anything. You will not tell us your right recipe. You don't want to share it because.
Oh well, maybe if I figured it out, I'll probably share it.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, Dylan. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Great to see you again.
Okay, big kiss. Bye bye.
Besos.
Gracias. Chao.